WebSolvers is a company that I started in 1995, and for many of the years that we've been in business, we only built websites, and that was it. Over time, we've realized that we need to be more, and we want to be more, and that we have become more. So we've become a full-fledged digital marketing agency.
Over the years, I guess you could say we solved the web. As a result, the name became somewhat limiting.
I would get asked quite directly, so why is your name WebSolvers? You do so much more than web.
Our name needed to change.
The WebSolvers name defined us immediately. It told people exactly what we did. The new name had to do the same thing.
What we've done is really focus around the idea of helping companies grow, helping them find and win new customers.
So when we thought about changing our name, we really wanted to stay closely tied to that positioning.
Changing the WebSolvers name was a difficult proposition.
It's like a child, and renaming your child is not something people consider doing.
We spent a lot of time with a lot of names, several hundred names. We talked about the construct of names and the rules and the things that are important. It was whiteboarded, it was thought about on stacks of paper in presentations. This went on for months.
We had to see this through. We were more and more committed than ever.
For those that know Matt, he's an avid researcher and an avid reader.
He came in all excited one day. He said he found all this information about a guy named Charles.
He lived in Chicago in the 20s, and his first foray into marketing was explaining the baseball scandal to its fans.
And through that, he sort of accidentally created crisis management.
Charles was a master of the pen.
He was somebody that instantly saw the connection between what people wanted and what brands and companies were trying to do for them.
Through the writings of Charles, we discovered was a friend of his named William, and William also grew up in the Midwest.
He studied in Paris in the 1920s. He was more a visual arts and philosophy major.
He stumbles into, from what we understand, people like Hemingway, F. Scott Fitzgerald, those circles, which were very accessible at that time.
Charles and William met over the Christmas holiday on a liberal arts summit in Winter Park, believe it or not.
It's a no-brainer that the two start working together. They form a company.
And in many ways created the first ever marketing and communications agency.
So they start coming up with ideas.
The telegraph was going to be outdated someday, and there was going to be a better communications network eventually.
Charles envisioned a day when you wouldn't have to use an operator to connect a telephone call.
He had this notion that eventually everyone would be communicating with handheld devices without wires.
He had crazy ideas like that. At least then they were considered crazy. They even had the audacity of selling bread already pre-sliced.
So these two are charged with advancing an idea that we take for granted now, but at the time was really against the grain.
We were very lucky because the more we learned about them, the more apparent it became what the agency name was.
We realized while reading about them, their last names, Charles Findsome and William Winmore. It was perfect.
It was a gift.
And we think, what are the odds?
Charles Findsome and William Winmore established their own agency. Our position is finding and winning new customers.
What if we reimagine the company in the spirit of these two legends?
Because it was this respect for tradition, but with an eye for the future.
So I'm proud to announce that WebSolvers is now Findsome and Winmore, the classic digital marketing agency.